When I saw there was a 217 showing for Weapons, I thought, how could I not go to that screening knowing the significance of that time in the new horror flick? Written and directed by Zach Kreger, Weapons follows a town dealing with the aftermath of a classroom of children who have gone missing. On a Wednesday at 2:17 a.m., all the kids except one from Miss Grady's class ran out of their homes and seemingly disappeared. That's all the synopsis said about Weapons, but when I saw the trailer for the film, I already knew I would be into this movie. To fully express my feelings, this is going to be a spoiler review and discussion of Weapons, but I won't be going into every detail, so I still recommend you check out this movie in theaters. Now, the name Zach Kreger might not be easily recognizable, but if you saw his 2022 film Barbarian, then you are already familiar with his work. And in a lot of ways, Weapons reminded me of Barbarian with the structure of the story, the level of intensity, and the perfect balance of horror and humor. Weapons stars Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, Alden Ehrenreich, Austin Abrams, Kerry Christopher, Benedict Wong, and Amy Madigan, with some surprise cameos, with each actor's characters having key chapters in the story. Weapons is sectioned into 6 parts, and once I saw the first title card, I was so excited because I love movies that break down the plot in that way and have intertwining stories. The film will show you the story from one person's perspective, then show you how it linked to another character. It was like watching someone piece together a puzzle in real time. We see the story told through Justine, the teacher of the missing kids, Archer, an angry father desperate for answers, Paul, a cop with links to Justine, James, a drug addict who stumbles upon the missing children, Marcus, the school's principal, and Alex, the only kid that didn't go missing from Justine's class, and ties the entire plot together. Long story short, Alex has his great aunt Gladys, who he never met, come stay with his family because she's sick. But her ulterior motive is to use witchcraft to absorb life force to maintain her health. At first, Gladys uses Alex's parents for their life force, but it's not enough. So Gladys coerces Alex to lure his classmates to his house, and they basically become zombies to be used when needed. Gladys's witchcraft is also used to have weapons at her disposal, using blood magic to get her subjects to act violently towards her chosen targets. I think the entire cast did a good job, but when I think back on it, Austin Abrams, Kerry Christopher, and Amy Madigan as James, Alex, and Gladys had standout moments for me, especially Austin. It took me a minute to realize that was him because he seemed taller, but a lot of the humor from the movie came from his scenes. The sound design in this film served as a great tool in creating suspense and adding to the tension. A lot of the scenes would have this intense score playing, and then it would go completely silent, and that left me on the edge of my seat. There were also a few jump scares in Weapons, but nothing too drastic in my opinion. Weapons was more suspenseful than horrific, but it did have its moments when it went full gore. On the negative side, I did find Weapons ran a bit long. The movie has a running time of a little over 2 hours, so there were parts that dragged for me, but I still enjoyed the film. Also, it's really funny. I mentioned humor a bit so far, and I can find humor in pretty much any genre, especially horror, but this one really, really had me laughing more than it had me scared. The final showdown at the end of the film was very comical, and Gladys's magic being used against her was chef's kiss. Alex was low-key studying her and used her weapon trick to get the zombie kids to rip Gladys to shreds, but not before they went on an extended chase through the neighborhood. It was such a hilarious sequence, but I couldn't help but wonder why everybody's doors was unlocked that allowed Gladys to run so freely through the houses. But I digress. Overall, Weapons was a solid horror film. It had all the horror ingredients to make it great. It's one of those horror movies where you could be scared at one moment, but so invested in the plot that curiosity will take over fear. I want Zach Kreger to keep making these outrageous, original horror movies because I will support everyone. Weapons is now playing in theaters.